Shadow Secretary of State, Yvette Cooper.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The report from Sussex Police is that 1 in 4 unaccompanied children in a Home Office hotel have gone missing. 1 in 4. And around half of them are still missing. It would appear from the figures that he's given that this means one hotel accounts for 40% of the missing children. And a whistleblower has said, is reported to have said, children are literally being picked up from outside the building, disappearing and not being found. They are being taken from the street by traffickers. We know from Greater Manchester Police, they've warned, asylum hotels and children's homes are being targeted by organised criminals. And in this case, there is a pattern here. The gangs know where to come to get the children, often likely because they trafficked them here in the first place. There is a criminal network involved, and the government is completely failing to stop them. They are letting these gangs run amok. Last year, there was only just one conviction for child trafficking, even though it's now believed to involve potentially thousands of British children as well as these children being targeted here. So where is the single coordinated unit involving the National Crime Agency, the Border Force, the South East Regional Organised Crime Unit, the local polices, to hit the gang networks which are operating around this hotel and across the Channel? Why are they still refusing to boost the National Crime Agency, and why have they repeatedly ignored the warnings about this hotel and about unregulated accommodation for 16 and 17-year-olds being targeted by criminal gangs? It is unbelievable. There is still no clarity about whether the Home Office or the Council are legally responsible for these children. So will the Home Office now agree to immediately end the contract with this hotel and move the children out to safer accommodation? Will they set up a proper inquiry and team to pursue the links between organised crime, trafficking and the children in these hotels? Because this is a total dereliction of duty that is putting children at risk. We need an urgent and serious action to crack down on these gangs and to keep children and young people safe.
Minister.
Yeah, totally agree. Now, we know what's going to happen here. It's going to be the Frank Drebin moment. Nothing to see here, and, where there's exploding building behind him means police squad. Nothing to see here, please move along, and maybe you should have supported this legislation that is failing so badly, then we won't be in the mess we're in, whatever nonsense. So I'll just speed it up because he just waffles as usual.
Well, I gave the Right Honourable Lady the figures that the Home Office had at the start of this urgent question, which is that of the 4,600 unaccompanied children who've been accommodated in hotels since July 2021, 440 have gone missing at one point. 200 remain missing. So I'm afraid that the statistics that the Right Honourable Lady quotes are not those that I've been given by the Home Office.
What a shocker, honest Bob. Yeah. Trying to make it out as I think you'll find it's a lot less children that have gone missing, as if that makes it all right then. What a belter.
With regard to the press reports that individuals have been abducted from outside the hotel, well, those are very serious allegations, and I've specifically asked the officials who run this hotel whether they've seen evidence of that, and indeed I asked the senior leadership of Brighton and Hove Council. I've not been presented with evidence that has happened, but I will continue to make inquiries, and senior officials from my department are meeting with the Mighty security team in the coming days to ask them whether they have seen any occurrences and whether the individual who's quoted in the press as a whistleblower raised issues with Mighty. If they did, why those issues were not subsequently passed on to the Home Office. So she has my assurance that
yeah, like Stuart, that civil servant who had been trying his best to get the highest civil servants to stop placating politicians' lies and all that nonsense. So it got to a point where he whistle blew because his warnings were not being adhered to, and he got sacked for it. Yeah, really. That's a fascinating phone call. If you ever get a chance to listen to that James O'Brien call, it is fascinating.
But I'm not going to let the matter drop, and I'm also going to meet a number of staff who work at the site in the coming days to take their opinions and reflections as well. On the broader point she makes about our policy, she's incorrect when she says that the NCA is insufficiently financed. The Prime Minister announced at the end of last year that we would be stepping up the funding of the NCA, and in fact I visited the NCA just last week to be briefed on the work that they're doing upstream throughout Europe into Turkey, Iraq and a number of other countries. There is very significant activity happening to tackle the evil people smuggling gangs. And the problem that the Right Honourable Lady has is that she doesn't support any of the measures that the government brings forward to stop this trade. She votes against every...
Exactly, because it's not working. It's not the zinger you're looking for, honest Bob. They're not working. That's the reason why they're not backing them. What an idiot.
Every act that we bring forwards to try to address this challenge. And there is nothing compassionate about allowing unsecure borders and growing numbers of people, including young people, from crossing the channel. And she will have her opportunity to put her money where her mouth is when we bring forward further legislation in the weeks ahead.
Good God, don't bear thinking about what this extra legislation will be. We all know that the only answer to this is a processing plant in France. Why won't they do it? Well, people who are familiar with my channel and on the same wavelength, we all know the reason why. It's because they know full well those that go to the processing plant in France and claim asylum, their claim will be accepted. That's the only reason why, isn't it, really? Honest Bob. What an idiot, eh? But anyway, what do you guys think? Let me know down below, and until the next time, I shall bid you farewell and take care, my friends.